What you want to do is either in your backpack or in ClassLink, you want to open Canvas. And when it loads, I know yours looks a little different. It should take you to the dashboard, but because I'm not a student, I don't have the same classes that you do. I've got advisory, I've got algebra, I've got math, but you guys that have your different classes, what you want to do is pick your math class. And you want to go to your assignments. There's another way to go to it, but for me, the only way I can go to it is the word over here, assignments. So open up your assignments. And then you want to look for today's assignment, which is 11-4, exterior angles of triangles, day 2. Again, I know yours looks different because you're a student. I've got 2nd period, 6th period, 7th period, 8th period. That's why it's there so many times. You guys should just see it once. So go ahead and click on 11-4, exterior angles of triangles, day 2. And then it should take you to the assignment. It's asking you to complete it in NEARPOD, and the link is right here. So click there, and you don't need a code. It takes you right into NEARPOD, and then after you put your name in, it will take you to the lesson. I'm just going to leave my name as is, and then you want to click Join Lesson. All right, so there's your success criteria, which was on your agenda a minute ago. That is that you will be able to figure out the number of degrees in a third angle of the triangle. Here's a reminder, you can come back to this slide if you forget that that exterior angle, which is on the outside, is equal to the 2 angles farthest away from it, the remote interior angles. You just need to add those together to get the answer for the exterior angle. So you can always use that back button to come back here if you forget that. And then here's just a little bit more of the explanation, where if you have this exterior angle, here are the opposite or the remote interior angles, and we add them together. So again, just another, so even though there's a lot of slides in this one, a lot of them are just showing you what to do and reminding you of what to do. This one as well. Here's an example. It shows you that if you want to figure out angle 1, you have to add 63 and 64, which would be 127. So while you're working on this, there are several slides that remind you of what to do. Here's another one where you already have the the exterior angle, and they want you to figure out an interior angle right now. So if you did not do your assignment yesterday, remember that you need to subtract these 2 numbers. If you look right here, it's 57 plus something equals 115. So to get the angle 1, you have to subtract 57 from each side to figure out the answer. Remember when we're doing something like this, and because this one isn't really one that's in your assignment, I'm just going to remind you how to set it up. It does say the steps right there on the side. And we are supposed to be, here's the exterior, and here are the 2 remote interior. We are supposed to be, to get the answer, we are supposed to be adding A and B because they're farthest away. And then you replace, that's what it says off to the side. You replace each of the letters with what is there in the information. So B is x plus 46, A is 2x, and D is 115. So I'm not going to do that problem out. I'm going to wait and do one that's actually in your assignment. So far, none of these slides have been anything that you need to answer. I am going to do a couple with you. Here's the first one. Now we're in the section where there is a problem that you need to answer. There is the picture. If you click in the upper right corner of the NEARPOD lesson, there's a tiny little picture. If you click on it, it gets much larger. So this particular problem has an exterior angle. It is 120. And it has one interior angle that's given to you, and that is 50. And it's asking you for angle U, which is another interior angle. So here's what I expect you to do for your work and your answer, you should be typing in your work as the first line. I'm giving you the work right now. Type it onto your screen. We're taking the exterior, which is 120. We're subtracting one of the interiors, which is 50. Then hit enter on your keyboard. And then if you need your calculator, then you could copy and paste that into your calculator. So you highlight it, you do Control-C to copy, go to your calculator and do Control-V. That way you don't have to type it all again. And it tells me the answer is 70. So you go directly below this, put 70. I don't expect you to do the degrees. If you're super awesome and you know how to do degrees as a shortcut on your computer, do it. If you don't have it, I'm okay with that. This is what I expect you to do in the answer box for every problem. So someone just asked, I think this happened last time on the test. Some people forgot to hit done and then it didn't record the answer. So someone just asked in the chat, should we hit submit? So just to be on the safe side, yes, please hit submit. And then it will take you to the next question. Here's the second of the three that we're going to do. Notice that this time we're missing an exterior angle and they're giving you the two remote interior angles. Well, we just used those numbers in the last problem. You should know that 70 and 50 make 120 when we add them. So this time your work should be 70 plus 50 and then enter and your answer should be 120 and then hit submit so that it records. I'm going to wait because maybe some people need to copy me. 70 plus 50 is your work. 120 is your answer. Then hit submit. Here is your next problem. I don't see where there's like a name of the slide that we're on, so I can't tell you what slide that we're on. I know that we're near the end though. So we have T and S are remote interior angles. They're far, far, far away from U, which is the exterior angle. So we need to add T and S, and they need to equal U. So I'm going to get out of here and show you what I wrote it down because that's really hard to remember. So one of the interior angles was 5x plus 10. So please type that in, 5x plus 10. And then, well, it is really small there. You guys could see it. And then we need to add it to the other interior angle or the angle that's on the inside, and that is 58. So 5x plus 10 was one of the angles. 58 was the other. We need to add them together and they need to equal that outside or exterior angle that's 11x plus 2. So there's your work. We need to figure out all that stuff. Luckily for us, if you look up here at the top, it says solve for x. So we're not trying to figure out one of the angles. All we're doing is solving for x. So let's clean this up a little bit. Hit enter. I'm going to use my mouse to show you 10 and 58 are numbers that are like terms. We can add those together. So you want to copy the 5x and 10 plus 58 is 68. And then because I don't feel like typing, I'm going to control copy and paste. If you feel like typing, then type in equals 11x plus 2. All we're doing is copying that. Okay, now we need to get the variables on one side and the numbers on the other. There's lots of ways you could do this, but I've been showing you all year to always start with your smaller variable because then you'll have positive answers. So I'm going to take away 5x from 5x, and I'm going to take away 5x from 11x. And notice that I lined them up as best I could to show you that we're subtracting 5x from 5x and 5x from 11x. I'm actually going to hit enter twice so that you can see a clear distinction between what I just did and the answer that I get. So I'm going to be left with 68 on the left. 11x minus 5x is 6x, and the plus 2 is still there. We now need to get rid of that 2. What I'm trying to do is get the x all by itself. So our first step was to get the x's on one side. Now I have to get rid of the 6 that's in front of the x and the 2 that's after the x. So to do that, I need to get rid of the plus 2 by subtracting 2. So I'm going to hit enter and hit minus 2 and try to line them up as best that I can. And again, I'm going to hit enter twice to put a nice big space there. 68 minus 2 is 66. And I still have that 6x on the right. Okay, well, you should be good enough at math and multiplication at this point now to know that I can multiply 11 by 6 to get 66. So my answer is 11 equals x, or x equals 11, however you want to type it. For this problem, that's it. You're done. It only asked you for x. Please hit submit. Don't hit that forward button. Make sure you hit submit before you move on.